Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're looking at The Age of Cats, How Cats Evolved from the Savannah to Your Sofa by Jonathan Losos. This book was published in 2023, and the name was changed to The Cat's Meow for the American release. So if you see The Cat's Meow and The Age of Cats, they are the same book. I read another book by this author last year called Improbable Destinies. It's about a phenomenon in biology called convergent evolution, which is when different organisms evolve similar traits, but not because of any genetic relatedness. A good example is wings on birds versus wings on bats. But Improbable Destinies was a really great book. And I sometimes see or hear someone saying that we've never actually observed evolution taking place within a human lifetime, that it's too slow. Well, Improbable Destinies covers some of what I think are some of the most fascinating scientific experiments in evolution, which directly answer that criticism. And it does this while making you think, wow, nature is really incredible. And science is pretty exciting when it allows you to make predictions about what you expect to happen. And one of the experiments in that book on John Endler's Trinidad Guppy experiment is a beautiful example of that. But I'm getting off track. Anyway, Jonathan Loss's scientific career mostly focuses on lizards. Besides Improbable Destinies, he's published a book about lizards and some biology textbooks. But he is a huge cat lover, and he wrote this book for other cat lovers. Of course, you don't have to be a cat lover to like this book, but you're going to like it a lot more if you are. And if you are, this book should be considered required reading. I've always been a cat lover, and not as much as Jonathan Losos, though. Like, I don't go to cat shows, nor would I really be interested in doing so, but that is one little aspect of this book. The author gives you a very wide scope of cat-related topics to learn about. Like, there's a lot in here on domestication and cats through human history and archaeology, as well as cat origins, phylogeny, and taxonomy, which includes cats in prehistoric times. There's a lot in here on the diverse array of cat breeds, along with some pretty cool artwork detailing some of the different breeds. Here's a good one. There's a lot in here on how breeding works, the cat show world, and experiments in science and the ethics involved with that. Something that I've seen on YouTube before that I think is really cool is somebody strapped cameras to cats, and we get to see things through their perspective. And those studies are talked about in this book. I've always been a fan of books on genetics, and this book's got genetics slash heredity slash phenotypic expression and alleles, etc. Even just as a person who loves cats, I would have really enjoyed this book, but I also really appreciated how we get to hear about things like breeds and the concept of species and phenotypic variety from the perspective of an evolutionary biologist, which is what Jonathan Losos is. Have you ever thought about how cats meow to us humans, but they generally don't use that form of communication with one another, except for very few select situations like aggressive interactions? But when they meow to us, what kinds of things do you think that they're thinking about when they're doing it? And where did this behavior come from? That's in this book too. Okay, that's it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will say that I didn't quite enjoy this book as much as Improbable Destinies, but Improbable Destinies is one of those books that I would very highly recommend to any lovers of the natural world or biology or evolution. The Age of Cats, I would certainly recommend to any cat lovers, or just people who enjoy the types of books that I usually talk about on this channel. If that sounds like you, check out The Age of Cats or The Cat's Meow by Jonathan Losos.